This is one grass. In ancient times, it was written like this. Well, my name is Richard Sears. In China, they call me Hanzi Shushu, which means Uncle Hanzi, because I'm studied Chinese characters. Well, when I was 22, I went to Taiwan and I learned to speak Chinese. But I wasn't all that diligent, and at the age of 40, I still couldn't read Chinese. So at the age of 40, I started to study Chinese in depth. But I'm a physicist, a scientist, so I don't like to blindly memorize stuff. I knew that all Chinese characters came from pictographs, but I found that it was quite difficult to find the original pictographs and the real origins of Chinese characters. So I ended up spending the next 30 years studying Chinese characters and their pictographic origins. 这个是跟动物有关系的，这个都是跟动物有关系的。In the 1990s, computers were just beginning to be useful, and it was the first time that anyone had ever computerized ancient Chinese characters. And so I made a huge database of about 100,000 ancient characters. Ever since, I've been trying to figure out the real origins of the Chinese characters. I spent 10 years making a database, and finally by 2002, computers had evolved enough that I could actually have a website that would show these ancient characters. My research, I think, is very helpful because they can look at each part of the characters, they can analyze and finally find the logic of the characters, which will be very helpful in memorizing characters if you happen to be an adult or an older child. Chinese characters are a part of archaeology, and I hope that my research can be a big contribution to archaeology. Many people ask me, what is my favorite character? Well, I don't have one favorite character. You have to know several thousand characters, and every character has a story. 这个是用现在的 AR， 这个是个古代汉字象形文字，然后可以用图形识别识别这个字。
再后来就很难看出大象的形状了。
Chinese characters, you never get to the bottom of them. I'm always trying to figure out things that we don't understand about the origins of Chinese characters. So we understand a lot, but we don't understand everything. Finally, after many years, I have permanent residence in China, so I plan to stay here for the rest of my life. When America gets a little better, I think I'll go back for a visit, but I plan to stay here for the rest of my life. China is my home.